I just recently finished the Monogatari series 13 years later after it originally came out, and it's still pretty good. Monogatari is one of, actually scrap that, it is the most unique anime I've ever watched. The unique art style, animation, and the crazy ass dialogue that, I'm gonna be real, I didn't understand much of, but you gotta really give props to the series for how crazy and unique it is. Like, I legit haven't watched anything like this before. The only anime that I could think of that kind of resembles the Monogatari series is Bunny Girl Senpai, but that really only resembles bakemonogatari. The whole Monogatari series has so many different versions covering many seasons and focusing on many different characters and themes. And if you don't know, the Monogatari series is basically a story about our MC, Koyomi Araragi, who becomes involved with a supernatural entity after encountering a vampire. As the series progresses, we learn more about the different creatures that inhabit this world and the unique challenges that Araragi must face in order to protect his friends and loved ones. And speaking of his friends and loved ones, the Monogatari cast is so good. The cast is huge and there's a lot of characters that I love. Like, for example, Okuro Sadachi basically had one arc which lasted like 6 episodes, and she's one of my favorite characters. Like, bro, I think the thing the show does exceptionally well is the character dynamics. Like, I think the characters are already well by themselves, so when you add a character, basically Araragi, it makes me love them even more. There's a reason why I have Shinobi and Araragi top 2 in Mono. Their dynamic is so peak, man, I'm telling y'all. I want to talk about it more, but I'm gonna say that when I talk about Kizumonogatari later in the vid. Like, every character is so unique, they all have their own backstory and struggles. I definitely think the cast and the character dynamics are the best thing about the Monogatari series. Another aspect that I really love is the animation and art style. From the vibrant color palette and crazy ass camera angles, it is truly something I've never seen before. Especially in Bakemonogatari, where they use a lot of like real life stuff in the anime, like that was crazy. And because we are talking about animation and art style, I have to talk about my favorite Monogatari season, the Kizumonogatari movies. What a trilogy, man. It blew me away. With the animation and art style, to this day, it has my favorite art style in any anime I've ever watched. Studio Shaft was cooking. They were in their bag, bro. The animation was breathtakingly good. It was so fluid and smooth, man. I'm telling y'all, bro, there's gonna be footage in the background. Bro, it's fire. And the way they just mixed in real life and CGI was crazy. Like, if you were following me on Twitter, which y'all should, when I was watching the movies, you would have known how crazy I was going about the water. That water looks so real, man. I'm so gassed over the water. Anyways, Kizumonogatari was just a prequel to the whole series, and it showed the backstory of how Araragi and Shinobu first met. And this is where my love for this dynamic came from. From the first movie to the third, I love the bonding between the two. With a 10 out of 10 art and animation and peak character dynamics, Kizumonogatari is definitely my favorite part of the Monogatari series, easily. Now, with the way I'm talking about this series, you think it's one of my faves. I mean, it is one of the most beloved series of all time. I mean, check the ratings. But, I mean, due to the ratings and all the hype and love around this series, I did have high expectations for this anime. And unfortunately, it just didn't hold up to those standards. Like, not gonna lie, but I know it's really not a good idea to place high standards on anime you haven't watched before, but come on now, let's be real. We all do it subconsciously, whether we like it or not. Yes, I was disappointed in the Monogatari series. I truthfully admit that, but my main problem with this series was just how inconsistent it was. I know 100% it's just me, but looking at how I rated every season, you could see that I found the series very inconsistent. I mean, some seasons are 8s, and then the next season is just like a 6. If we look at the Monogatari second season by itself, I rated it a 6.5, which is actually very shocking since the Shinobu and Nadeko arc were both one of my favorite mono arcs. But outside those two, the others in my opinion were just sleepers. There were so many times where I was extremely close to falling asleep. And if you know me and how I rate anime, you know that me falling asleep is like one of the worst things that can happen. Like, if I fall asleep in the anime, I automatically rate it lower. Anyways, I often found some arcs just really boring, and story just of that arc just didn't hit. And enough of the negatives, I'm gonna talk about my favorites. Yeah, like, before the video ends, I just want to list some of my favorites in certain areas. My favorite opening is, unsurprisingly, Renee Circulation, and my favorite ED was the very first one. Both absolute bangers, and both have them on my playlist. I think I like the ED more, but yeah, as I said before, my favorite season was Kizumonogatari. It's kind of unfair, it's a movie, but which also had my favorite dynamics, Shinobu and Araragi, followed second by Ogi and Araragi. I'll talk about them later. And yeah, there's just so many arcs in this series, which made it kind of hard to choose the top one. So I'm gonna just include some of my faves on the screen right now. I think there's like 6 of them I can name on the top of my head that I like. And yeah, now my favorite characters, bro, with the giant cast that is Monogatari, it was so hard to pick my top 5, but I did it. And honorable mention to Kanbaru. She's a GOAT. At 5, we got Ogi. I've seen everyone with her as one of their top antagonists, and bro, at first, I thought she was overrated. I wasn't seeing it, but well, when I watched Oro Monogatari Season 2 and the Ogi Dark Arc, I really started loving Ogi, bro. That one episode with Araragi and Ogi really changed my whole opinion of her. I came to realize how beautiful her writing is. Like, when she was revealed to be the manifestation of Araragi's own self-doubt, bro, I could not believe that. My jaw dropped. Bro, I really think that the discussion at the end was peak Monogatari. That, like, that rooftop scene, peak, bro. Anyways, at 4th we got Okura Sadachi. I'm telling you, if she had more screen time, she would be higher. In the short time she appeared, she blew me away. I love her so much, bro. Her tragic past and how she kind of became like a cold person, but also the way she eventually opens up to everybody in Araragi, and how she like slowly begins to come to terms with her past and finds a sense of closure. Bro, straight up beautiful, man. When I look back at this series, I'm probably gonna have her in my top 3. Above my current 3rd, but which is Senjigahara. I can't even cap, bro. As much as I love Senjigahara and how much I love the cute moments between her and Araragi, her screen time is really the only thing keeping her here. Like, it just feels so hard to remove her out of my top 3 when she's been here this whole time. I have a thing called MC bias, which means I tend to like the MC and characters with more screen time over others. Anyways, you probably know who my top 2 are. I mean, I think I already said it. Second's Araragi and first is Shinobu. Come on now, they have a peak dynamic. There's nowhere else they would belong other than the top 2. I'm gonna just let through this clip, I'll do all the talking.
僕の命は明日まででいい。お前が今日を生きてくれるなら、僕もまた今日を生きていこ
う。お前様が明後日死ぬのなら、わしはしあさってまで生きて、誰かにお前様の話をしよう。我が主様の話を誇らしく語って聞かせよう。
Overall, I do think the Monogatari series had its flaws, but it also has the things that I really love. Did it take 5 months to watch? Unfortunately, yes, but it is what it is. Damn, that took a long time. But seriously, I'm glad I watched the anime. And yeah, I definitely didn't understand all of it, so a rewatch might need to happen. Bro, 5 months is still crazy though. But yeah, I enjoyed watching the Monogatari series, and I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Make sure to subscribe, like, and comment down your thoughts. See ya.